talking about survivors, but nobody was truly listening to survivors.
That's right.
And we knew that needed to change. So after listening to Liz, we knew we needed to create a space and send a clear message. It is time to listen to the voices of survivors. So here we are.
Here we are.
What Liz reminds us is that courage is contagious. You will not see one woman walk up here alone. She will walk up in solidarity with her survivor sisters. And that is deliberate because this movement is all about solidarity. When one person steps forward, we all have the courage to step forward. All right, let's do it. Liz, come on up here. Liz is joined this morning with 4 of her sisters, 4 women in our World We Survivor Training Fellowship. Please welcome Gigi, LJ, Jessica, and Terry. There has never been a more urgent moment. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Gabrielle Prieto, and it is an honor to welcome you here today. To every survivor present and to every ally standing with us, your courage, your solidarity, and your presence are powerful. We also thank our partners, Worldweed and the Coalition, for uniting this moment of hope and determination. As we gather on the Capitol Hill today because survivors of Epstein, Maxwell, and countless others have said, we want to be seen, we want to be heard, and we want to be safe. This is not about politics. This is about survivor, lead, a sister in this movement, and a voice of resilience. She stands not only for herself, but for the countless others who have been silenced. Please join me in welcoming Liz Stein to the podium. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, baby.
Wow. Welcome. Looking out into this crowd, it's so hard to believe that this is all happening. It was born out of frustration, sitting around a kitchen table, and look at us here today.
Right. Right on.
I'm really blown away with all of this support. There is definitely power in numbers. Today, we're here to celebrate the great strength of my survivor sisters who are here in Washington, and to all of you who came out today to stand with survivors. My name is Liz Stein. I am a speaker, writer, educator, and activist in the anti-trafficking movement. I am a World Without Exploitation Stand Fellow, and I am also a survivor of Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein. I met Ghislaine when I was a senior in college. I was just 21 years old. Maxwell introduced me to Jeffrey Epstein later on that day. That evening was the sliding glass doors moment that changed the trajectory of my entire life. I was once bright, fun, outgoing, and kind. I loved people, and people genuinely enjoyed being around me. But after meeting Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell, it felt like someone shut off the lights to my soul. Instead of pursuing my dream of going to law school after graduation, overcoming the terror and the trauma that was inflicted on me by these sex traffickers, overcoming that became my decades-long full-time career. As sisters, as survivors, we're initiated into a sisterhood. We're in a sorority that none of us asked to join, but we all stand here today strong, stronger together because our collective voice is powerful. We stand together also to honor the beautiful souls who lost their lives in the pursuit of getting justice for Maxwell and Epstein's crimes. This is not a partisan issue. This is a crime, the crime of sex trafficking, and the criminals must be held accountable. Disbelieving survivors creates a culture of silence. There is strength in numbers, and our courage is contagious. I want to humanize sex trafficking survivors for you all, just for one moment. We are not others. We are your sisters, your friends, your colleagues. We are in your community. Think about the women that you love, and then think about them being the victim of sexual assault. It's uncomfortable, and it's hard to think about. Could you stand for their abuse? I hope not. This is a crime that, by our Justice Department's own admission, has 1,000 victims. 1,000 victims. Do you know 1,000 people? Think of the enormity of that. Could you be okay with a crime happening in your community to 1,000 girls and young women and not holding the perpetrators accountable? I think not. The government's mishandling of this case has silenced our truth from the start. Nevertheless, beginning with Maria Farmer in 1996, the survivors of this crime have been relentless in speaking out and seeking justice, oftentimes at great risk to our own safety and well-being. It is the voices of survivors. I'm going to repeat that because it bears repeating. It is the voices of survivors of these crimes that are important. So we are here together. We are here together to stand united. And I want to uplift the words of someone who can't be with us today, but who has inspired us all in different ways. So to quote the late Virginia Giuffre, mothers, fathers, sisters, and brothers need to show that the battle lines are drawn and stand together to fight for the future of victims. Is protesting the answer? I don't know, but we've got to start somewhere. And we are here today to start somewhere. So if you are watching us from home, if you're in the audience, and you believe that you should stand with survivors, show us your support. Hashtag Stand with Survivors. Thank you. All right, we're going to just keep it moving. I'd now love to welcome to the stage Sigrid McCauley, Annie Farmer, Virginia's incredible family, and Teresa Helm.
Good morning. We come together in the nation's capital at this watershed moment for survivors. They're demanding justice, they're demanding accountability, and they're demanding action. For far too long, Maxwell and Epstein committed crimes throughout our country and our world, and it's time to hold those that facilitated those crimes accountable. We've heard a lot of words for many, far too many years. It's time, finally, for action. Earlier this year, many of you know that we lost a dear friend and a client of mine, Virginia Giuffre. Her wonderful family is with us here today. I can tell you that she would have loved this moment. It would have been so special for her to see all of you here today. And I know she's with us. And what she would want you to hear today is stay strong and keep fighting for justice. Thank you. I'm going to take a moment to read from one of our fellow survivors who, thank you, was too afraid to come here today. Her name is Juliet Bryant, and she asked me to read this letter to you all. I wish I could be here today. Unfortunately, I'm too afraid to travel to America after everything that has happened. I am, however, here in spirit, like many other survivors, such as Virginia Giuffre and Carolyn Adriano. I want to speak out for all victims of abuse, especially those who can no longer speak, those both alive and dead. For years, the truth about Epstein has been covered up. They say there's no Epstein list. Speak to us. It's time to dig deeper, do the financial research. It's clear that for years there has been a big cover-up. We have all been lied to. It's especially difficult for victims of Epstein to move on when it's thrown in their face daily through the media without any closure. The public has now become the victims of this as well. We have all been badly hurt by this. It's time for the truth to come out. It's time to stand up for victims of all crimes. It's time for the perpetrators to be held accountable. Thank you for being here and for standing by myself and other victims. Together we will make change. There is strength in numbers, and we will do it together. From Juliet Bryant. And now I'd like to introduce Annie Farmer.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for being here today. Your support means more than you know. My sister Maria Farmer was not able to attend, and so I will read her remarks for her. Due to the debilitating effects of the last few years of cancer treatment, I am unable to be here today. My sister, Annie Farmer, will speak for me. She is a primary reason that I reported Epstein, Maxwell, and others to the FBI in 1996 after they assaulted us in 2 different locations and held me captive at Wexner's estate, while Maxwell also stole photos that were my private art studies and twisted them into child sexual abuse materials, harming my sisters and myself. In 2006, the FBI demanded my testimony for a federal trial, promising justice, but failed again. For 30 years, I've fought not only sex traffickers, but a federal government that has enabled them, while that same government fully ignored teen safety and my many FOIA report requests. After 3 decades of failure, I am suing them for answers. Virginia Giuffre's heroism, speaking her truth, her humility, her bravery, and love ended my 14 years of fear and silence. She is the heart of this fight. Please take a moment of silence for her. And I would just like to say, speaking for myself now, how very much it means to see this show of solidarity today. After feeling so isolated and alone for so many years with this fight, it's incredible to see all of you standing here and to feel the support coming from elsewhere as well. Since I've come out publicly in this case, I've received so many notes and messages from people who have been impacted by this story because of how much they relate to the struggles involved in this story. Unfortunately, that's because so many people are affected by these crimes. We have a huge, widespread issue with child sexual abuse, with sexual violence against women, with abuse of power in all forms that leads to all forms of trafficking. And so I truly believe when you're facing problems at this scale, it requires this type of force of coming together, creative solutions around not just the punishment of these very guilty perpetrators, but also education so people know the signs and understand the signs and can recognize the things that I didn't recognize when I was being, lured into this world. So I'm so grateful